Greetings, Commanders! My name is Eagle, and in today's video, we are bringing you guys a comprehensive guide about guild research. In this guide, we're going to give you all the information you need to know about how to prioritize your guild research depending on which stage you are currently in the game. Whether you are in the early game, the mid game, or the late game, we're going to give you all the information and insights you need to know about that, and give you some information and tips about when to prioritize building towers over researching technology in your guild, especially in times of war. If you like these types of videos, we will give you valuable tips and tricks so that you can excel your game and develop faster as a guild. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video for more content of Kiss of War, as we are in the official content creation team of Kiss of War. So let's get right into it. As you guys can see, we just hit 1 billion as VTR. We are currently the #1 guild in Zone 39. And hey guys, just real quick before the video starts, we are opening in 2 days from now, so make sure, hey, if you want to join a new zone, make sure to hit me up on Discord. I'm leaving my Discord link as well as Quinn's Discord link, which is one of my dearest friends and a guy that is leading the guild with me, along with all my R4s, of course. So make sure to hit either of us up on Discord so that we can get in contact with you and we maybe recruit you in VTR, or you can join this zone as a whole guild. So getting into the video, I wanted to show you guys where we at right now. We are currently at 1 billion and we are currently holding the government. In Zone 39, we are doing a rotational government so that basically the top 5 guilds are rotating over the government. So mainly, we are sort of in a mid to late game at this kind of stage. So if we go back to the early game, once we started the game, so as you can see, VTR, if you go back to the map over here, VTR started the game right over here, right near Strasbourg and Nice City. So we built the fort over here and we started expanding to the cities nearby. We were able to get these 2 cities, Grenoble over here, Belfort, as well as Verdun. So as you can see, we expanded a lot in the early game. We were able to get 2 level 2 cities as well as 3 level 1 cities. And we were peaceful enough to actually do a diplomacy with the guild that is holding those cities over here. So we kind of avoided war at that stage of the game because we were fighting different guilds. So at that stage of the game, what you need to focus on when you're trying to start, hey, you just start a new server, you are a guild leader, or even an R4, or even a member that wants to somehow influence the leadership decisions in prioritizing guild research. Make sure that you focus on greater guild as well as guild help. These two researchers or technologies or guild technologies are actually extremely important, especially in the early game, because over here, what you're doing is actually giving more space for your guild to recruit more members so that you can be more powerful and can actually potentially take over more territory. And the guild help over here helps in a magnificent way, especially in the beginning, because the time that is actually required to build buildings and research stuff in the beginning is very little. So that when you research this to the max, it will help you a lot develop faster, especially in the early game, because it adds a reduced timing of 2 minutes for each help that is pressed. So that, for example, if you have 28 helps like I do right now, it will help a lot. So that's basically 28 multiplied by 2, that is 56. So that's 56 minutes out of the building, as well as the 1% plus to the building reduction. So that's a total, like a huge total. I was able to reduce this research over here by over 20 days just using the guild helps. And this is how strong this guild help research is. So you have to prioritize that in the beginning. However, due to the limitation of towers that can be built in the beginning, you would have to focus as well on number of guild towers over here. This research allows you to build more guild towers than the limit, to up the limit basically of guild towers that you can build to expand more in the map. Expanding your territory is very crucial, especially in the early game, because what you need to be doing is actually focusing on gaining more cities, as we did over here. So as you can see, we have built all the way up to Zone 2 from over here, and as well up to Verdun. If we were to go to war with RP over here, we would still need more towers to even build to their cities, build to their towers, and eventually to their fort. So this is the whole thing. Like, this is a war game after all, and territory is a crucial factor in this game. So this is why you would definitely need to focus as well on this research as well, depending on the need that you are trying to, like how many towers you are thinking of or you're planning of building. This is a crucial research to focus on. Going back to development, as you can see, there's a trend in this game that this game is actually a long-term game. So after we got the government, this game is not just over. This game is actually just started for me personally, because there's a lot of events in this game, especially in the future when they introduce server versus server events, which is like a huge event. It's going to be insane when they introduce that event. And there's some rumors that it's gonna happen somewhere soon. We don't know when yet. However, it's gonna happen in the near future. And therefore, development is very crucial in this game. This is why my highest recommendations, if you are in the early to mid game, to focus heavily on the development research tree, especially on rapid construction and rapid research. What you need to be doing is actually increasing the speed of your development, and these two researches over here would help you significantly, you and all your guild members, to develop much faster in the game. Once you have maxed these two out, I would recommend going down and going all the way down to maxing out these two as well. I understand that it takes quite some time to actually reach these two in the first place. However, it is definitely worth the time to actually go over here and max these out, because the construction speed, it gives you 15% on your construction speed and 50% on your research speed. And trust me guys, when I tell you 15%, especially in the mid game, this is actually a huge deal, because some researchers take so much time. Like, let me show you something over here. How much time this research, for example, would require. It would require 94 days, even though I have about, let me show you how much research boost I have. I have 104 research boost, and this research still requires 94 days. So this is how much a research in the mid game would require. I'm not even talking about the late game. We haven't talked about these researches yet. So these researches require still even more time, especially in the when you get to a higher level, like for example going to level 10 over here would require a hell lot of time. So this is why reducing the research time and construction time would help develop your guild much faster, and therefore you would even gain more power to be able to excel over other guilds, as well as gain more territory because of the power advantage that your guild will have. So this is why it's very important to understand this and try to go for it. What I would do next, however, is go for 1 point in regular army and 1 point in commander talent. And oops, I have to actually research this. Yep, there we go. Now we just had enough guild cash to do that. And hey, look how much that costed. That actually costed a lot. So if you could go back and pause, you would see how much these would cost in the mid to late game, as this is why exploit and guild cash will be hugely crucial in the late game. So we're gonna talk about that in a minute. However, going over here to Greater Guild 2 is actually a pretty solid choice as well if you were to expand your members even further. Now, building towers, every 10 towers you build will give you access. If you go over here, I do believe, nope, not over here, probably. So it's somewhere over here. So what it says is that every 10 towers you build, you will have one more member available. So basically, we have currently 307 towers. That means we have gained 30 members or 30 member slots or vacancies just from the tower building. This is why towers are actually very important, and we will go to territory right now and try to explain to you guys where to actually focus and where to actually go. Now, the only reason we're actually going for regular army and commander talent 2 for level 10 is because we are trying to recruit more people from different zones, even in our zone, and we're trying to expand VTR as much as possible. So this is why we are trying to reach Greater Guild 2 to level 10 to give us that six max guild members plus over here. So I just wanted to mention something before I go to Territory Guild, is that rapid research over, repair speed over here, rapid repair over here, is actually a very crucial technology or guild technology that can be actually focused on as well, because later on in the game, you would realize, especially when you're playing events like Raiders or even doing some field fights on kill events, you would realize that that repair speed actually requires a hell lot of time, especially if you are below VIP 15, which gives you, as you can see over here, that sweet 50% unit repair speed boost. So it would your Reapers would require much less. But if you don't have that, and to be honest, it's extremely expensive, so it's natural for you not to have VIP 15. So what I would recommend is actually putting some points over here in Rapid Reaper. You would get some, like if you max it out, you would get definitely that sweet 20% Reaper speed, which will help you continue fighting even though you have lost some troops in the fight or even wounded some troops in the fight. Now, focusing on gathering over here could be a possibility. However, I don't recommend that because this is why we have a farm guild. So what we did is that we created the main guild and a farm guild for our farm accounts. And in our farm guild, we actually maxed out all these gathering technologies, and then we went over here and we are trying to develop and upgrade these technologies right over here so that we can get the maximum gathering boost that we could get in our of course farm guild. But in the main guild, I don't think it's super important. We have got them to level 3 only because in order to unlock rapid repair, you must have all these at level 3. This is why the only reason we actually got them up to level 3. This one over here, Commander Talent, is actually extremely recommended as well. That 10% seems a little. However, if you combine it, or if you think about it as an accumulated percentage to every single invader that you attack on a daily basis for like half a year, that would be a huge amount of experience. Like, it would be millions of experience if you actually counted well. And paired with this one, that will give us 15% as well. So that's 25% pure experience you're getting from attacking invaders every single time you defeat an invader, which is kind of huge. This way you would upgrade your officers faster without having to spend more experience to actually, or experienced tombs to actually upgrade them. Now, moving on to territory over here, I'm really not a huge fan of territory. However, there are a couple of things that I would like to mention over here. So firstly, Rapid March and Territory Battle give you some nice boosts to your attack as well as to your march speed when you are moving or defending on guild territory. I think these two are actually pretty cool and important if you are a guild that is very offensive, very hostile, or very defensive if there's like a hostile guild in the server that is trying to attack you. So these two would actually help if you are on the defensive, of course, because you won't be attacking in your, unless you're getting attacked in your own territory, these won't be activated. So if you are on the defensive, make sure that you upgrade these to actually get an advantage. And hey, that 8% to all your unit types is actually pretty good, let's be honest. However, this is only used on the defensive, and VTR was never on the defensive in this server. This is why we didn't really focus on. Windfall is actually a pretty insane technology that I would like to talk about. This technology over here is pretty good. So what it does is that it actually gives you a bonus resources of the gather, like a bonus percentage of resources when you gather resources on the map. So let's say, for example, you gathered 1 million or 100,000 and you get that sweet 5%, so you will get a free 5,000. So technically speaking, on the long run, this technology helps a lot, especially if you're trying to gather from the depot, where usually you gather a lot of millions. Like when I send my troops to the depot, I usually gather about 9 million in one go. So 9 million, like 5% of 9 million is actually a pretty good. That's like almost like a one gathering march, going out and gathering for like 2 hours and then going back. And you're getting that for free. Just when you are gathering on your guild territory, of course. You don't get this if you are gathering if you're not gathering on your guild territory. But this is actually pretty cool. So I would definitely focus on this one. However, what you need to be doing as well is actually going for number of towers over here, because as you can see, we have built 300 towers. When you are a big guild, you expand a lot in the map, and let me show you how much we have expanded in the map, just to give you an idea. So we actually have another guild over here, or guild fort over here. We have expanded all the way to Nuremberg, as well as took over all the cities in the Netherlands. We also expanded in France, where we initially started the game. We expanded in Zone 2 over here, and now we're going down to Italy and expanding even more in Italy. So we're gonna be like we are always constantly on the build. Of course, in Zone 3 we have expanded a lot, and we're even expanding even more as we speak. So expansion in this game is very important. This is why you need to always have or make sure that when you are planning, make sure that you are taking into consideration the number of towers that you will require in order, so that you can actually start putting some effort in this research and marketing it as recommended for your guild, so that you can focus it and you can actually build more towers to expand. So moving on over here, I'm not a huge fan of actually pretty much everything over here. Arson tactics is pretty good if you are in a hostile service, but in a hostile zone. But as I said, it highly depends on the actual zone and the wars that are going on. So arson tactics, if you are a super hostile guild and wants to take territory, like with wars, so you are battling each guild that is near you in order to take their territory, then arson tactics would be a huge, let's say, plus for you, because this way you are getting you are actually burning their towers faster. Building craft is pretty good when you're trying to do some fort hopping, and fort hopping is actually a pretty cool move we'll talk about in another video, but it's basically like demolishing your first fort and building it somewhere else, so that you can gain more buffs. However, we will talk about the details about that in another video. So mainly over here, what you need to be focusing on, of course, is storehouse capacity, because this way it will increase your guild cash capacity, which you will definitely need to build your second fort as well as your third fort. So you will definitely need to max this one out and even put some points in this one over here. Going to the war research. It is a very tricky research over here. As you can see, we have focused a little bit on the war research. So let me actually tell you which points that you need to reach in the war research. So usually the war research is actually a late game, a mid to late game focus, let's say. So right now we are focusing on the war research. As you can see, we have moved all the way down here into total attack, into total health. And we have put it on 7 points over here, which is kind of insane. It's giving us 9% to all our troops. We are trying to move to 20%, which is a huge buff, guys. Let me tell you about that. Health is one of the most crucial like statistics or features about the troops. And this is why we are trying to get it to that sweet 20%. We will give every single troop type in our guild a 20% bonus health, which is kind of insane. So this is what we're trying to reach right now. However, let me show you what are critical points that you need to focus on over here. So artillery attack and artillery defense aren't a crucial point, so you just upgrade these until you actually reach the next stage. Total attack is a must to be maxed out. So your main focus is to max out total attack. first of all. So once you max out total attack, you can go down over here and go all the way down to total health and actually start maxing it out because it's actually so good. However, what I would recommend as well is the rally capacity as well as the fast rally. Now these two over here are special and only exist and can be actually upgraded in the guild research. So as you can see over here, this would allow your rally to be prepared in 4 minutes instead of 5 minutes, which is actually pretty good because that 1 minute could make a huge difference, especially when you are trying to rally someone and you need to rally them so fast before their warmog effect goes down. So this actually helps a lot, as well as the rally capacity, which gives you a sweet 20% more troops so that they can actually join the rally, which sums up to a total, if you have a Whole of War that is level 25, it sums up to a total of 2.4 million troops that can join the rally, which is, I'm telling you, it's magnificent. So mainly over here, what you need to be focusing on as well is the tank attack and the tank destroyer attack, as well as their defenses. The infantry is important, however, a bit of a least of a priority. And then, of course, once you are done with these, you would definitely have to go for these over here, which I actually do recommend. So if you look over here, this costs 900k to get you 1% up. However, if you think about this, like if we go to level 4 and then level 5, that would cost us about 750k instead of 900. So you might as well want to think about getting the tank destroyer up 2 more levels instead of getting the tank destroyer attack 1 more level. So this way you would actually gain the buffs faster than only like maxing out the tank destroyer attack 1 rather than maxing out or getting 2 levels on the tank destroyer attack 2, if you know what I mean. So you would max that out in less points, or in less research points than what should be required. They call them technology points, and actually you can donate resources to get them. I usually donate as well some gold. I donate up to 50 gold on a daily basis so that I can actually excel the research of the guild, and that would give me some donation rewards as well, which are cool. Would gain some exploit as well as some guild coins, some personal exploit coins. So as you can see over here, we are lacking guild cash. However, that's cool because guild exploit will be the bottleneck in the end game or in the late game. So what to do, which one to prioritize in times of war, building towers or research? Well, there's only one answer over here, and it's building towers. Let me tell you why. Building towers at this stage in the game, let me show you, it would require, for each tower to be built, it would require 200k exploit as well as 90k or 89k cash. You can actually reduce that from a guild research. However, I don't think that's a good way to spend your technology points on. So in times of war, it's very important to realize that building towers and gaining territory and gaining a strategic position over your opponent would definitely take advantage on gaining 1% tank attack, for example, because that 1% won't make a huge difference. However, gaining a strategic location on your opponents would definitely make a battle-changing impact. And it could actually make you win the battle just because you are holding 2 crucial focal points that the enemy can't go through. For example, if you're holding a government flag, or if you're trying to block them from reaching zone 3 or whatnot. And this way, you would gain a huge advantage over anyone when you're trying to block them or strategically position your towers. So this is why my recommendation for you guys is to always focus on guild towers when you are trying to, or when you are at war. So this is basically what I wanted to talk about guild research. I hope this guild actually helped you guys just or give you like some information about how guild research should flow in different stages of the game. So I would like to thank you guys so much for the support that you have been showing me lately. That support means a lot to me and it keeps me motivated to do these daily guides. for you guys. So thank you so much for watching this video as well. If you like this video, please make sure to leave a like and maybe ring that bell so that you can get notifications when I do an upload. I usually upload on daily around 18 to 20 UTC time. So expect to see a video around that time on a regular basis. Thank you so much for watching and have a good one. Bye bye.